Good evening. It's 6 o'clock. We'll call to order the August 18th, 2026 meeting of the Auburn Common Council. We'll begin with a moment of silent meditation or reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move on to roll call. Councilman Fincham.
Present.
Councilman Braun.
Here.
Councilman Webb.
Here.
Councilwoman DeWitt.
Here.
Councilman Williams.
Here.
Councilman Bundy.
Here.
Councilwoman Prosser.
Here.
Council, in front of you, you have the meeting minutes from the August 4th regular meeting.
Move to approve as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any questions, discussion, changes? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Recognition of visitors, we have Mike Littlejohn, Jim Catterat, Michelle Snyder, Stephen and Christina LaBundy. Okay. And Jeff Jones, welcome. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address the council? Anyone in the public that would like to address the council? Hearing none, we'll move on. Clerk Treasurer.
Good evening. I have the current vouchers for $6,369,452.24.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the vouchers. Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ordinances and resolutions.
Ordinance number 2026-22, an ordinance for the additional appropriation of funds. Summary, an ordinance appropriating money into certain accounts for the 2026 budget of various funds and departments of the city of Auburn, reducing the unappropriated and unobligated balance of the particular fund involved as required to meet the obligations of the remainder of 2026. I move that we pass ordinance number 2026-22 on second and final reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pass ordinance number 2026-22 on second reading. We'll suspend the council meeting. We'll open up the public hearing. Is there anyone that would like to speak in reference to ordinance 2026-22? Anyone that would like to come up and speak in reference to ordinance 2026-22? Seeing none, close the public hearing, reconvene the council meeting. So we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion by the council? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Ordinance number 2026-23, an ordinance to amend the zoning map of the city of Auburn, Indiana. Summary, an ordinance to reclassify the zoning of 608 South Main Street from traditional residential to institutional district. I move that we pass ordinance number 2026-23 on second and final reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to pass ordinance number 2026-23. Any discussion, questions by the council? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Ordinance number 2026-24, an ordinance of the city of Auburn, Indiana, imposing a municipal wheel tax and motor vehicle license excise tax and creating the City of Auburn Wheel Tax Fund and Motor Vehicle License Excise Surtax Fund. Summary, This ordinance proposes to impose an annual wheel tax and annual motor vehicle license excise tax on certain motor vehicles registered in the city of Auburn, Indiana, and create a wheel tax fund and a motor vehicle license excise surge tax fund. I move that we pass ordinance number 2026-24 on second final reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pass ordinance number 2026-24 on second reading. We're going to suspend the council meeting, open up the public hearing. Is there anyone that would like to speak in reference to ordinance 2026-24? Anyone that would like to come up and speak in reference to ordinance 2026-24? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing, reconvene the council meeting. So we have a motion to second. Any questions or discussion by the council? I would like to just add, I believe in the newspaper this week when I returned, the county council has revisited their wheel tax as well for 2027, and it mirrors exactly what was proposed in
Well, they
this ordinance. Is that correct?
no, they had a special meeting yesterday. So their residential is $750, farm equipment would be $15, everything else is $25.
Okay. Thank you for clarification.
Yep.
So, if there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Ordinance number 2026-25, an ordinance to prohibit the use of public records for commercial purposes. Summary. This ordinance proposes to prohibit the use of public records for commercial purposes. I move that we pass ordinance number 2026-25 on first reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pass ordinance number 2026-25 on first reading. Any questions or discussion by the council?
I don't know if Zach wants to explain this anymore, but again, this is something I brought up at the last meeting that he was thinking about and the clerk treasurer is in favor of as well. It's not to refuse all FOIAs, but the ones that are just trying to data mine and trying to get like 5 years worth of purchase agreements or whatever, just to eliminate that for whatever the commercial purpose is, they would release it on the dark web or whatever they would do. So I don't know if you want to explain it.
Sure. Many cities have this. It's specifically spelled out. We have this option in statute. This is to help clerk's office and anyone who's handling these requests. What we get a lot of, they are data mining companies. They want all purchase orders, all vendors, dollar amounts, every detail of it for the last 5 years. And then they send out all these emails to people who are bidding projects or whatever they'll sell our information to them. So the statute allows us to not fulfill those. And I'm going to get this number wrong, but I think it's House Enrolled Act 1360, which was passed this year. It goes deeper into any request that we think is phishing, data mining, attempting to get through our security in some way, to compromise our security, or to get information that we should not be making public. We are able to refuse those requests as well. So the state is looking at this. The state is seeing that a lot of these are coming in. And a lot of these companies are just using AI to send out generated messages all over. And if we had to fulfill those, it would cost ridiculous numbers of man hours. So that's the whole purpose of this. It has nothing to do with a resident of the city wants information on the project that's happening down the street from them, or most other things. One of the things we'll have to do based on this ordinance and the new House bill, we are to kind of modify our request so that when someone is requesting, we ask them, are you an Indiana resident? Are you using this for a commercial purpose? A few extra questions to kind of drill down a little bit to determine. But regardless of what their answers are, we still get to look at it and say, the public access counselor has actually put out a guide. If a request comes in and looks like I want all purchase orders for the last 5 years or other similar type things, we are allowed to deny those. And we also, if we deny one because we think it is phishing or data mining or anything, the public access counselor has a portal that we have to basically report to them anytime that we see those things. And it's more for them to kind of see that pattern of these entities that are doing this to various cities. But again, has no impact on residents asking for this information. This is only when we believe it's a commercial entity using it to get information to sell to others.
House Bill 1360.
That's what I said.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was
You're
right.
right.
I knew it.
You got it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any questions?
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Forgot we're not at Board of Park Sales this morning. It's been a long day. Okay, we'll move on to reports from the mayor. I've got a couple things. So this morning at the Board of Works meeting, we approved the Halloween dates for the downtown Auburn businesses for DABA. It'll be Friday, October 30th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then the citywide trick-or-treating will be from 6 to 8 that evening. We had many discussions on citywide trick-or-treating with police and so forth. And it's a lot of resources to put this on. So we have decided to stay with historically the way that's been done and doing it the night of the downtown trick-or-treating while we have our police department in full force. So also the late 24, early 25, we completed our cybersecurity assessments. Within 9 months, IT has gone through that report and addressed any minor concerns or improvements that were recommended as a result of that assessment. And then in the next 45 to 60 days, we should be moving forward with the reassessment now that all those protocols have been updated and requests have been addressed. So we should be well underway with that. And next year they will do a penetration test, I believe is what IT calls that. That'll be towards the tail end of the reassessment just to verify that everything is working. There was nothing major found at all, which is good. You know, we had a lot of sensitive information here within the city. And then the last thing I have is I'd like to see if we have any volunteers on council. So we obviously live stream our meetings. Want to see if there's a couple council members would be willing. IT can set up these laptops, but willing to come in for a brief training of maybe 30 minutes. It's pretty simple. There's a cheat sheet that in the event we need somebody to fulfill the live stream, because Lori does, and luckily she does the backup through, what is your system there? Oh, Vault, which was beneficial about a month ago. I think we had some issues with live streaming, but if we have a couple members that would be willing to just.
I'll be willing
Is that
to.
a volunteer?
Well,
Is Jim volunteer?
I think I need to, since I also sit on Plan Commission and that needs to be live streamed. So I think I pretty much am required to volunteer.
Voluntold.
I mean,
But
because
if
if
there's one
something
more-
happens with Plan
I'll
Commission,
volunteer.
then I could help there too.
Yeah, okay.
I'll do it.
Okay, I will have Brandy reach out. And then again, it's pretty simple, but we'll give you a quick tutorial. So, all right, thank you.
There's still bugs that still, even the people that know what's going on, they run into.
Sometimes, yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks. I'll have her reach out. Okay, Council President.
Just keep those communities in the state of Indiana in your prayers where the floods are, and the resources are out there, so push those through as much as possible. That's all I have.
Yeah, thank you. I second that. Plan Commission.
Yeah, at our last meeting, the main thing that was on the agenda was we had a public hearing that addressed the UDO, so the Unified Development Ordinance. The goal was to try to increase housing development within the city limits of Auburn. Many developers came up and spoke. I think Councilman Webb also stood up and spoke, and we had another citizen stand up and speak. And we took all the information in. A lot of it had to do with setbacks, and one was road width, but I don't know that we want to tweak anything with that. So at the direction of the commission, the building department is going to work on some tweaks to the Unified Development Ordinance, where they're going to bring it back or information back to the next plan commission meeting. And then we're going to set up a UDO subcommittee meeting to kind of go over that and see where we need to make some changes. The process from there, then, once it goes to the committee through the plan subcommittee, it'll come back to the plan commission, and then it will be forwarded on, and it will be an amendment to change the code, the Unified Development Code here. So once any changes are made, though. So I think it went very well. I think it was very well received by the developers, and it went well. So
yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. Committees.
Nothing for tax phase in.
Ordinance and resolution. Building planning also was working on another couple of ordinances, and they would be for water and sewer, and it's related to voluntary annexation. So anybody that voluntary and requires or requests to annex, they would also be required then to eventually hook into water and sewer. So right now there's not that requirement if it's a voluntary, but if they're volunteering to do it,
It's actually the opposite.
oh, it's
So if they're
okay.
outside of the corporate limits and they want city water, city sewer, we'll likely
That's right.
deal with this on electric as well. And again, this is something that that many other cities have. If you want to connect and you are contiguous with the city, that you will agree to a voluntary
That's right.
annexation prior to being connected.
Sorry, I had that switched.
Yes. That started to happen a lot more because we used to do the remonstrance waivers, so that if an area was going to be annexed, you received city utilities, you would agree that you will not oppose the annexation. But the state has been messing with that a little bit and invalidating some of them and requiring new language and everything. So cities have started requiring now, if you want to be connected to utilities and you are contiguous with the corporate boundaries, you have to do the voluntary annexation. So we avoid the issue of, in the future, the state the legislature changes some rule about remonstrance waivers again. We don't have to worry about those being effective in 20 years. They just become, they just annex themselves in, and it's done.
Finance Committee? We have a meeting on the 26th at 9 a.m. here in Chambers.
And those reports should be distributed. We were waiting on one grant for PT to understand how it was going to be distributed, whether it was a reimbursement or we received the funds up front. So they just have to tweak that grant, and then those reports should be issued back out. There weren't many changes from the last meeting, just what we had when Eric Walsh was here. I think that was it for committees. Is there any unfinished business to come before the council? Any new business? General good and welfare of the community? Next regular council meeting is going to be Tuesday, September 1st, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?